Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2019 movie Avengers Endgame. So this movie is directed by the Russo brothers, and in this movie, after the events of Avengers Infinity War, the universe is in ruins due to Thanos' snap, where he eliminated 50% of all living creatures, and the remaining allies to the Avengers and stuff must assemble once more in order to undo Thanos' action and restore order to the universe once and for all, no matter what consequences may be in store. This movie is absolutely great. It's one of my favorite MCU movies. It's not my most favorite anymore. One Phase 4 movie was able to top it and everything. Everybody who knows me knows that Spider-Man No Way Home is my favorite MCU movie now, but Endgame is still a really, really great movie, and I still love it just as much as I always have. It's a blast from start to finish, and it's I was worried that since this was like multiple rewatches, this is probably my 5th or 6th time seeing it, I was like, I don't think the emotional weight of this movie is going to be as impactful this time around and everything, but rewatching it, it still hit me in all of the same scenes that made me emotional when I saw it for the first time in theaters. So I gotta say, this movie holds up really, really well and everything. It's a really great story. I love that, like, this isn't even an action-packed Avengers movie. Like we don't really get a lot of action in here until the 3rd act of the movie and everything, which was something kind of reminiscent of the first Avengers movie, although that one even had more action than this one does, and everything. We don't really get the great action till the 3rd act and like the last 40 minutes of the movie, when we get the big epic scene when everybody comes back and everything. But there's a lot of really great moments in this movie. Really great performances too. Scarlett Johansson, especially as Black Widow, I think gave her best performance as the character in this movie and everything. I thought her performance in the Black Widow movie was good too, and I like her in all the other appearances she's in, but this one, to me, I felt like was her very best as the character. And I was afraid that, knowing that we get the Black Widow movie next and everything, that rewatching this to death, Black Widow wouldn't still hit the way it did when I saw it for the first time and everything, but it still is an emotional death to the character, and every time I watch it, it just still makes it heartbreaking and stuff, especially after watching Hawkeye and seeing his grieving and stuff, dealing with the aftermath of her death and everything. But her death was a really, really shocking moment for me. When I saw this movie for the first time, I was completely taken away by the fact that they killed her off. I never expected her to be one of the Avengers that died and everything, especially since she had a movie coming out. So I was really shocked that she died and everything, and it's still, watching it now, it's still an emotional death and everything. It's well done moment in the movie. There's some of the best moments in the entire MCU are in this movie throughout the whole thing. There are just little moments that I love, little parts with the dialogue where they're talking about different time travel movies, or just the scenes when Captain America and Iron Man start talking again and they kind of make amends and everything. I love that scene, and there's just a lot of really fun moments in this movie. And then you get to the 3rd act with the action, and it has some of the best action in the MCU. That whole big battle against Thanos and his army is just a lot of fun and everything. Getting to see all of our superheroes united together and everything, from all the different franchises and everything, all the 11-year build-up this movie had, it pays off so well. And rewatching it after going through all the other ones on my Marvel Mondays, it's like, man, this movie really was something special and everything. It's a fun time. Everybody is once again great in their roles. Like I said, Scarlett Johansson especially, but I think Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth were all great as Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. Again, I don't like everything they did with Thor. I don't really mind that they made him overweight and everything. I don't like that they played out the jokes a little bit too much with him, and everything. It don't really take the movie down for me or ruin the movie for me, but I will say that some of the jokes didn't land and everything. As far as negatives go, that's probably the only negative I have, is there were a few jokes that didn't land with Thor. Aside from that, I like this movie. There's not really anything about it that I can say I dislike. It's just, and it's one of those movies I've talked about quite a bit on here too, because I think I've reviewed it 2 or 3 times and everything. But I love Avengers Endgame, and I think it's a really great movie, and the next 2 Avengers movies have a lot to live up to. I honestly kind of don't see them being able to top Endgame, but if they're bringing in the multiverse characters from the other Marvel movies, it could top it for me. I don't know. We'll have to see if the nostalgia is the only thing that carries that movie, or if it has a great story with a lot of weight and stuff like this one did. We'll see. But I have a feeling that those next 2 Avengers are going to be great. And like I said, I love the whole third act with the battle. There are so many great moments in here. The scene when Tony hugs Peter is always a really heartwarming moment. And then you got the scene with them running away with the Infinity Gauntlet, and first Hawkeye has it, and then Black Panther takes it, and Spider-Man has it, and Captain Marvel shows up, and they do that thing with all the female Avengers and stuff that a lot of people love to complain about and everything, because they can't handle seeing women on screen fighting together and everything. Yeah, maybe it is a little in your face and cheesy and stuff, but it's still an awesome moment. I always love that part in the movie where all the female superheroes are teaming up and everything. It's a lot of fun to watch and everything, and I hope we get an even bigger one in the next one, where next time around I hope that if they really do bring in the multiverse, we'll get to see these female Avengers team up with Rogue and Storm and the Invisible Woman and possibly Jennifer Garner as Elektra, although there's not really even been rumors that she would be involved. But if she were to be, it would be cool to see all of them teaming up together with our female Avengers and stuff and everything. Plus the new ones like Miss Marvel and the other new female characters that we've gotten. So especially Miss Marvel, I love her, and I can't wait to see her teaming up with the Avengers. But I love this movie. I think it's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's never boring. It's 3 hours long, and it always feels like it's only 30 minutes long. It goes by fast every time I watch it and everything. And a lot of times when I'm at work, when I get down to my last 3 hours, I'm like, this would be going so much faster if I was watching Avengers Endgame. But this movie is just absolutely great, and it holds up very well, and it's just as good as it's always been and everything. I still love this movie quite a bit. Like I said, it's not my number 1 MCU movie anymore, but it still is one of the best, and it's definitely the best of Phase 3. And if I were to rank all 3 of the first 3 phases, it would definitely be number 1 and everything. But so I'd give Avengers Endgame a 10 out of 10. I just absolutely love this movie and everything. It just the whole story is just really great. It has great emotional moments and everything, and it gives a perfect send-off to Iron Man and Captain America and everything. Their send-offs are done very, very well and everything. And I was saying for a while, I hope they don't bring them back. They leave Captain America and Iron Man out of the MCU from now on, because their endings were so perfect. But with the whole multiverse stuff and everything, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing variants of these characters, whether they're played by different actors or they do get Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans back. I would be curious to see what they do. In a lot of ways, I kind of hope they don't recast them, because they are perfect casting. But if we get alternate versions of them, a recasting probably wouldn't bother me as bad as it would any other way. But yeah, I love Avengers Endgame. Like I said, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It still holds up very well, and every time I watch it, I just always really love it and enjoy it. So, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Avengers Endgame, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.